Hey guys, my name's Kim and this is my channel Expedition Through Pages. I'm really excited because today I'm going to be playing my TBR game, which is called TBR Trail, and I'm going to be doing extra rolls for my mum. If you haven't seen my TBR game before, then I'll leave a video in which I explain the rules in more depth just down in the description. But the main kind of premise is that there are 4 different teams of different colours, and the first team to get all their pieces around the board and back home again wins the game. So it's kind of based on frustration, trouble, Ludo, that kind of setup. And I've kind of set it up so that when one team wins, then I'm going to be doing either a gift to charity or a charity gift stroke a giveaway. So that is dependent on what team wins, and I will leave more details to that just also down in the description too. I do my rolls for a different person every single month, so if you are interested in me doing some extra rolls for you, then just leave me a comment down below and let me know. I do have a few months filled at the moment, but there are some spaces. If you've messaged me before and you haven't heard anything back, then do let me know, because I have messaged some people, but I'm not sure if you guys have got the messages or not, because YouTube didn't let me at someone in the comment, or app you in the comment. If you haven't heard anything from me but you have previously asked me about it, then do let me know and I'll get back to you straight away. Okay, cool, so I think that's everything done. This time I'm doing it a little bit different because I'm going to be rolling at the same time as chatting and telling you what books that I've chosen. So we'll see how this goes. This could go wrong because I'm recording the game on my phone. So let's hope my footage doesn't get lost in translation to the screen. So we'll see. Watch me accidentally film in like double time speed as well. That would probably happen. Okay, so the first roll is going to be for me, and then the second roll will be for my mum, etc. And we're starting on Team Black today. So I'm going to roll, and I got a 5. If one of the scrolls lands on a scroll of a different colour, the different colour scroll has to go back home, and I'm really trying to avoid that because I just want the game to complete and have a winner. So I'm not going to do that if I can help it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so in order to avoid sending someone home, I have to move this guy to this blank space here. It's got so difficult now, there's so many pieces on the board. And the cat prompt equals a difficult prompt. Okay, which corresponds to this blue pot here. So let's see what we got. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that. Read the oldest published book on your physical TBR. So I have no idea what that's going to be. It has to be STEM, so science, technology, engineering, or mathematics. But that also does include science fiction as well. So if the oldest book is a science fiction book, I can read that. Okay, cool. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that after I finish playing the game, and then show you what it is. I'll do it on my Goodreads and I'll insert that clip now. Okay, so I was going to screen record my phone and like go through my Goodreads and work out what the oldest published book is on my TBR, but for some reason the app on Goodreads just wouldn't sort it properly. It said it was sorting it for publication date, but I don't think it was. So instead I went on my computer and I did it there instead, and what it came up with was a book from 1922, and it's Ideas and Opinions by Albert Einstein. So this is a collection of all his writings over time. I have read a tiny amount of it, just up to 32 pages, so not very many, but it's really interesting just to kind of hear things from Albert Einstein's point of view, I think. It's a collection about a lot of different topics, so it's like ideas and opinions on freedom, education, friends, politics, government, pacifism, on the Jewish people, on Germany, and then contributions to science as well. So there's a lot packed in here. Now, I can't lie, I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to finish this anytime soon, because it's quite dense and there's a lot in here, and I don't want to rush through this. So I'm going to give myself a bit of a pass on this one, and I will read excerpts from this, but I'm not going to read the whole thing now. Because like I said, I don't want to rush through it. I want to kind of take my time with it a bit. But I will be reading some of the writings in this book in April, and I'm excited about that. Okay, cool. So that can go into the red pile. And now on to my mum's first roll for Team Purple 6. Okay, so if it's an even number, I can take a new piece out as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm going to be nice and give Mum a fiction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll move that guy over here. Yeah. And I got read a book with black on the cover. So that should be pretty easy, right? Because a lot of font is black. No, is that true? That's probably not true. But yeah, that's probably an easy one. So there you go, Mum. And I'll put that on the fiction square just here. Cool, okay, so now it's time for my roll number 3. And it's for Team Red. And I really want to get this guy home. So even though the candle is kind of like a difficult prompt, I think I do want to move it here to get the red like edging home. Where else can I go? I don't want to go. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I'm going to put it there on the candle. That corresponds to one of the little blue pots. So we'll see what this is. I'm a bit worried. Okay. Oh, use a random number generator. So that's quite a nice one. And what section is that in? Non-fiction. So I'll gather up some non-fiction books and do a random number generator. I guess I should do that now. I can't keep leaving it. The whole point was for me to pick my books immediately so you guys could see. Okay, so I'm going to go and do that. Bear with. Okay, so I'm back. Basically what I did is I took my non-fiction STEM shelf and I numbered those books 1 to 32 because the books on those shelves I've had for absolutely ages, so I thought I'd better start trying to crack through them. So I used random.org and the number that came up is a number that I've now forgotten, but it ended up choosing for me Brian Cox and Jeff Forshaw, The Quantum Universe, Everything That Can Happen Does Happen. So this is pretty cool. I did study a bit of quantum physics at uni, but I haven't read a book about quantum physics for ages. This book was written... When was it written? This book was written 10 years ago now, so it's pretty old. But yeah, hopefully I enjoy it. I really don't know what else to say about it. It just says Quantum Universe, Brian Cox and Jeff Forshaw give us the real science behind the bizarre, wonderful, mind-boggling behaviour of atoms and energy that make up the cosmos and reveal just how everything that can happen does happen. Well, like the title says, I guess. But yeah, I'm really excited about reading. I love reading about quantum physics because it's so mad. So it'll be nice to kind of jump back in that world a bit for a while. Okay, so now I've completely lost what I'm doing. I think that was my third prompt, wasn't it? So now it's Mum's turn, which is the blue team. Okay. So let's go, okay, 4. And again, I'm trying to avoid sending people home, so ideally I don't want to move that guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can move that. That would be nice of me, free choice. Or I can take a new one out. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that doesn't work. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Mum, so you can have free choice. Oh, yeah, free choice. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll move him onto a book, which corresponds to these guys. Oh, nice. And this prompt is read a book with stars on the cover. So that's quite a nice one. And I'll pop that down in free choice for Mum. Okay, cool. So now roll number 3 for me. So let me know if it's confusing, alternating. I can do them separately. I get a bit confused with what I'm saying, so sorry if it's confusing. But yes, so roll number 3 for me, which is back with Team Black, and I got a 1. So the only one I can move without taking anyone home is this one, which is another STEM book. Okay, so let's see what the prompt is. Oh, all the colours. This is read a book with orange on the cover. So I think I can do that. And that goes on STEM. Okay, so for this, what I've decided to go for is The Planet Factory by Elizabeth Tasker. Now, I might be cheating a bit here because that orange isn't really, because that yellow isn't really orange and the red isn't really orange, but it kind of is in parts, like if you really look closely and are quite forgiving. But I have to read that for Mine and Hannah's book club this month, and I think if I start piling on way too many STEM books, then I'm just going to get really behind and not complete anything. So The Planet Factory is by Elizabeth Tasker, and it is all about exoplanets, which are planets around other stars. Yeah, so I'm really excited to get to that one this month and then talk about it with Hannah as well in our live show that we're doing. Okay, and my mum's third go is back with Team Purple. I really want to get the red home for the next go, but okay, don't want to move that. Can move this. It's another science fiction one. Can use the fiction. I might do that actually. Or I could, no, I can't take another one out. Okay, I'm going to move this guy here. And Mum, these prompts are a bit more difficult, so I wonder what it's going to be. Okay, so, oh, I feel like I know what Mum's going to pick for this, but I might be wrong. This is read a book published before, what does that say? The year 2000. Okay, and that is in fiction, so that can go here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what she's going to read for that, but time will tell. Okay, so my final roll is with Team Red, and I really want to get the red home because when I get a scroll home, that means I get to read the book on the scroll, and they're all books that I want to read. Hopefully I haven't read that one already, but we'll see. Okay, so 1. Well, that doesn't help me at all, does it? Well, in that case, I'm going to be nice to myself. And I'm going to do... Well, I'm going to do the cat. Let's mix it up. Let's have another cat. Oh, okay. So this says, get a friend or family member to pick a book for you from my TBR. None of these are easy with picking the books and showing you what I've chosen. Oh, I can get Spencer to do it. He's right here. I was going to say, Mum, you could do it because you're playing, but that's going to take longer. So let's choose Spencer. And that goes, what was that in? Oh yeah, that was fiction. So that's good. Hello, I'm back. Okay, so this is a disaster zone because now my phone that was filming the game has run out of battery. So hopefully it will like juice up quickly. Okay, so I asked Spencer to pick me a book from my shelves, and he ended up shortlisting 2 books based on their cover. He had The Night Circus in there by Erin Morgenstern, which obviously I would love to read because I loved The Starless Sea, was my favourite book last year, but he put that down in favour of these 2 guys. So Eve of Man by Giovanna and Tom Fletcher, he loved this cover, and also, which was a strange choice I thought, but The Girl You Left Behind by Jojo Moyes, which I think I started reading years ago, and I've got like this far into it and then stopped reading. Not because I wasn't necessarily enjoying it, but I just stopped reading it. Just one of those books, I guess. And he ended up picking Jojo Moyes, The Girl You Left Behind, and it's because yellow is his favourite colour. He thinks it's the best, so, and he likes how bright it is. So this book is set in France, 1916, just reading it off the back there, and it's a historical fiction. And like I said, I did read like quite a lot into it. I think I got to page 180, so that was really far, and I was liking it, but I can't remember much about it at all. But it's set in France, it's set in World War I. Their town is taken over by the Germans, and that's all I can really remember. Yeah, there's something about a portrait. Oh, okay, the new commandant sets eyes on Sophie's portrait painted by her artist husband, and a dangerous obsession is born. And it's also set in modern days. I'm reading the back and it's coming back to me. Yeah, so it says, almost a century later, Sophie's portrait hangs in the home of Liv Houston, a wedding gift from her young husband. So it's kind of set then, and then I guess a century later as well. So yeah, I'm excited to like get back into this and remember what it was about and actually finish it. That would be great. So thanks to Spencer for picking this for me. I look forward to reading it. And I don't usually read historical fictions, so it will make a nice change from my usual reading for sure. Okay, so now I'm off to find out if my phone has recovered. Okay, let's quickly do Mum's last roll before my phone turns off. And this is for Team Blue again. And that's 6. Which I'm going to take another blue out, so all the blues are out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And give Mum free choice again, because that's how nice I am. And that is another book. Oh, okay, this is a good one actually. This is Read and Own Voices book. So what that kind of means is like, if you're reading a book about depression, it's written by someone who has experienced depression, or you know, that along those kind of lines, as long as the person who's writing about the topic they're writing about, they've had personal experience with themselves. And so that can go onto free choice. And made it to the end. That's pretty exciting. Okay, so finally at the end. For you guys, it will probably just seem like a few minutes, but for me, this has taken hours because things kept breaking. I kept forgetting that I had to choose the book immediately. So now I have to go back and trawl through and work out what that was. What's happened? What's happened? Yeah, so I haven't been very good at this. Sorry if it's completely chaotic, but these books is what TBR Trail chose for me this month. So The Quantum Universe, The Girl You Left Behind, Ideas and Opinions, and then The Planet Factory as well. And yeah, I'm really excited to get to these. Like I said, I can't get to all of this, but the rest I will hopefully complete very soon. I do have other things that I want to read in April as well. So for my Friends and Family Book Club, we're reading, is it The Frenchman's Creek by Daphne du Maurier? And actually the only thing I know about that is that it's about pirates. And I like pirates, so I'm excited about that. I literally don't know anything else. The other book that I need to read, well, is The Planet Factory, but that's on my TBR, so that's absolutely fine. Also, Elderling Along is kicking off, run by Becca and the Books. So I will be reading the next book in that series as well. And I'm really, really excited about that. I'll put a copy of it here so you can see what that is. And then also my Buzzwordathon book, whatever that is. And I can't think of what that is off the top of my head. Yeah, so I've got a lot of reading to do in April, but really exciting stuff. I will be carrying on doing my updates as vlog style, I think, for a while. So hopefully you'll be able to see other books that I've been picking up along the way in those as well. Okay guys, so that is it. Let me know if you prefer the other style where it's not so chaotic and I take some time to actually choose what I'm going to do, or if you prefer kind of it being a little bit chaotic instead. Yeah, and thank you so much for watching. I love playing this game every month. It's a lot of fun. I'm not really going to sign off, so what I'm going to leave you with is my mum's picks for her prompts that she got in TBR Trail. So that will just go on to the end of this video, so you can check out my mum's choices of what she's picked. I'm excited to see them. Thank you for letting me roll for you, Mum, and like I say, if anyone else wants me to roll for them, then let me know down below. And yeah, cool. So I hope everyone is doing well, and I hope you have a lovely reading month in April.
Hi everyone. So my name's Julie and I'm Kim's mum, and she has asked me to take part in her game this month, and she's chosen me 4 categories of books that I need to choose to read during the month of April 2021. So what I've done is I've taken a few screenshots of the books that I'm going to choose, and I've got a few little notes here in case I get any details wrong. And the first category that I'm going to talk about is I had to choose a book that had black on the cover. So for this particular category, I've chosen Daphne du Maurier's Frenchman's Creek. And this book was written in 1941. And it tells the story of a young lady, who is bored with her life, and she travels down to Cornwall, which is a beautiful area of the UK. If you've got anyone watching from anywhere else, absolutely beautiful. Beautiful beaches and cliffs, and it's lovely. Go. Anyway, she goes down there for a holiday, and she's out one day, and she encounters. She finds somebody, whether it's in a forest or in a cave, I'm not sure yet because I haven't read it. But she basically meets a pirate, and he's a French pirate, and they fall in love. And she has a lot of difficult decisions to make because obviously he's a pirate. And it tells their story. The book is a classic. It's a tale of adventure. And it tells you what happens between these two. I can't tell you anymore because I don't know anything else about it. So that's that one. That's called Frenchman's Creek. The next one I'm going to talk to you about, this came under the Own Voices category. And the Own Voices category is basically a biography. So I've chosen a book by a guy called Nicky Campbell. He's a UK TV presenter. And the book that I've chosen is called One of the Family, and it says at the bottom, Why a Dog Called Maxwell Changed My Life. Now, Nicky Campbell is a UK TV presenter, and he presents a TV programme called Long Lost Families with a girl called Davina McCall, and both of these two presenters were put up for adoption as babies, young children, And in their TV programme, they help reunite adopted children with their parents, vice versa, depending on who's looking for who. Anyway, in Nicky's story, he tells the story of how he struggled to tell his adoptive parents that he wanted to look for his birth mother, but eventually he does, and it doesn't turn out how he wanted it to. And he ended up suffering a severe emotional breakdown, was diagnosed with bipolar, and this is the story of his recovery, coming back from all of that upset, and how the dog really helped him to understand unconditional love, etc., etc. It does mention that he also got through all of this with the support and love of his wife and his children, and eventually he came to understand the decision that his birth mother made to give him up. So I'm really looking forward to reading that one very much. And that book is a new book, and it only came out, I think, in February this year. So 2021 book there. So that's called One of the Family, Why a Dog Called Maxwell Changed My Life by Nicky Campbell. Okay, moving on to the next one. This next one had to be a book that had stars on the cover. So for this I've chosen a book called A Fall of Moondust by Arthur C. Clarke. There's a little picture there for you. There are stars in the background, okay? They're small, but they're there. Now this book is set in the 21st century. So it was written in 1961, and Arthur C. Clarke thought by the 21st century we would have people living on the moon. So not quite, he's probably about 100 years out on that, but never mind. But what it is there's a holiday park set up on the moon. It's not what it is. And people that have got lots of money can pay for a trip to the moon. And as part of the experience, they can pay to go on a boat which takes them out across the Sea of Thirst. Now the Sea of Thirst it's like sand, but it's not sand. It's like dust, but it's not dust. It acts more like water because of the consistency of what it is, and it's perfectly still. And they've designed this boat called the Selene, and it can skim across the top. And on this particular day, as the boat is out skimming across the top, there's a moonquake. So you can't have an earthquake on the moon because it's not the earth, it's the moon. There's a moonquake, and it causes the surface to move, and the boat is sucked down 15 metres under the surface, and they've disappeared. The people back at base, they don't know where they've gone. The people on the ship are alive. They've got oxygen in there, obviously, but they've only got a certain amount of time before that oxygen is going to run out. So it tells the story of how the people up at the base try to find where they are and how they're going to try and launch a rescue mission. And there are lots of really interesting characters that I can remember. I read this when I was 18. There are lots of interesting characters actually on the ship. You've got the calm people, you've got hysterical people, you've got the people that are planning how to get out, the ones that just believe that it's all over. And it was a fascinating book, and I remember reading it and not being able to put it down at the time. So I'm really looking forward to rereading that one. So that's called A Fall of Moondust by Arthur C. Clarke, and it came out in 1961. Okay, so the final book is fiction from category Fiction Before 2000. And as Kim mentioned in her video, she had an idea of what I might choose, and she was right. And I've chosen a book that I'd mentioned recently that I'd love to read again because it was so funny. And it's called The Secret Diary of Adrian Mole, aged 13 3/4, by Sue Townsend. That's the first edition cover, what it first looked like. Now this book was written in 1982, and it's a bestseller. It's just was works straight away. It's very funny. It tells the story of this young teenage boy who believes that he's better than the rest of his family, believes himself to be an intellectual, and it's written in a proper diary style. So it will, right from the first day of January, there'll be an entry in there, and he writes it every night about what's happened to him during the day. And it is just the funniest the funniest book, and I haven't read it for years and years and years, and so it's another one that I always wanted to reread. She went on to write another 7 books about Adrian, which takes him right up into adulthood and fatherhood and everything else. But this, and I think I read 1 or 2 of the other ones, and they were okay, but I just love this very first book because it's so funny. It was made into a TV series as well. So there's one particular scene in it where at the time teenagers were sniffing glue, and Adrian is gluing together an aeroplane, and he thinks he's going to have a go, and he holds the aeroplane to sniff the glue and he sticks it to his face. I know it's just basic slapstick comedy, but it is really funny the way that it's written, and he ends up down at A&E and having to explain why he stuck the aeroplane on his face, etc, etc. It's just a really funny book. And that's it. So those are my 4 books. We've got Frenchman's Creek by Daphne du Maurier, One of the Family by Nikki Campbell, A Fall of Moondust by Arthur C. Clarke, and Adrian Mole by Sue Townsend. And incidentally, the Adrian Mole book in 2019 was named as one of the 100 most influential novels ever. So it goes to show it's a little bit more than just a children's book. Anyway, that's all from me. Thank you very much to Kim for asking me, and thank you very much to anyone who has watched this today, and enjoy your reading. Take care, stay safe. Bye.